Good afternoon, everyone. Miss Chiquita and Mr. Jermaine. We're going to get started in a few minutes. I just want to give everybody a chance to move from the main room to the breakout room and also wait for our teachers to get here. Everybody is trying to learn the new feature of quick move, so it does take a little while for everyone. So just bear with us. I'm sorry, just bear with us and give us a couple of minutes for our teachers to get here, and then we'll get started.
roll.
Can you hear me okay? Yes, no, okay. It's just so many attendees coming in. It's hard to see where to click the microphone and the camera. So I apologize everyone for the delay. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Catherine Stevens. I am the K-2 math administrator. And we just want to say we are happy that you all are here. Welcome, welcome. We know that your time is precious, so we want to go ahead and be mindful of that. So just to recap what's gone on in the main room, just remember that our curriculum night is specifically for curriculum-related questions. So anything that pertains to nucleus or, just attendance or anything that deals with technology, that will be for an LC Live help. So you'll want to make sure that you just attend the live sessions at 12 o'clock. And that link was provided in the main room. We can definitely drop that in the chat. We will do a Q&A session at the end. So I know hands are going up. There are many questions that you all have. And hopefully the slides that the teachers will go over tonight will help with some of those questions. There will be a time at the end for you all to ask questions, okay? So I am going to turn it over to our lovely second grade team of teachers.
All right, hi everyone. I am Haley Stinson. I am an ELA and Social Studies teacher here at GCA, and I am going to address some challenging ELA standards for you tonight. So we have in ELA in writing, one standard that we are going to need your help with at home is comparing two articles, giving an opinion that compares two different articles and citing evidence from those articles. So some ways that you can help us at home is to have your students compare two things and tell us how they are different, and given examples and reasons why. That will help us here at school with their writing. So in guided reading this year, they will work on identifying key tales in a story using those questions. And I know that we have already began to talk about the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And they are going to work on producing writings with the main idea and key details answering those questions. So one way you can help us at home is while you're reading with your child, ask them those questions, the who, what, where, when, how, and why questions. Also, during reading this year, we are going to be utilizing two different ELA blocks, and each blocks will be focusing on specific Georgia standards. And within those blocks, we will be implementing small groups, daily in guided reading, and weekly in writing to provide that extra support to your students. During our lessons, we will be using high impact practices, which include higher order thinking questions, that academic discussion using those vocabulary words that have been introduced in the lessons, and then that evidence-based writing, which we use the acronym RACE, and that stands for restate the question, answer the question, cite the evidence from the text, and explain your evidence. So those are a few ways that you can help us out at home and make sure that your students are successful this year.
Okay, so I'm Miss Lancaster. It's nice to see everyone. I'm going to be talking to you today about our ELA Clever apps. As you know, when you log into Clever, you will see several apps, and I'm just going to focus on the ones that relate to language arts and reading. So those are here on your left-hand side. Sorry, let me get my pointer. Is Education Galaxy, and in that that Clever app, you will see recommended topics that the students can work on daily, and then also your teacher might assign you topics, and you will find that within that app. In Learning A to Z, that's where you're going to be reading leveled books. They also have Head Sprout in this app, which will work on your phonics lessons. And your teacher will also assign you books in that app. And then we have MobyMax. You would be able to practice using your language arts skills in this app. Sora here will be our online virtual library where you can go and check out a book. And then, of course, you know, BrainPop Junior, your teacher will assign you videos or quizzes that you can complete there. And then this Right Score app right here, this is where will be conducting our yearly writing assessments. And so that's the only time that your students will use that app.
Hello, I'm Winkler, and I'm going to talk to you about math and some of our challenging state standards. We're going to be doing addition, subtraction. Let me use this. Oh, it won't let me. I wanted to use the little thing so you could follow along, but just use your eyes for me. Addition, subtraction, place value, regrouping, comparing numbers. We also have the high impact practices like she was talking to you about earlier. Thank you, because I don't have that. We have the academic discussions. We have those on a regular basis as we're working with your kiddos. We have evidence-based writing for math. So we do try to do some writing in math as well. You'll see that coming. Teacher use of vocabulary consistent with the Georgia Standards of Excellence. So we have a lot of vocabulary words and we practice those a lot so that we can really learn those vocabulary words. We have the use of engaging and rigorous platforms to reinforce those standards. The standards are really important. We're trying to really get them in there. They're covered in class and we work through individualized learning paths for each of our students. You can practice at home. There's a virtual place value chart that will give you access to. You can skip count. And there's fact fluency games. There's a lot of things you can do with math. And one thing, like if you like manipulatives, if you have a box of cereal, you can use that as manipulatives too. That's all I got. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Mrs. McDonald Perkins. I go by Miss Perkins, and today I'm going to talk to you about some of the math apps we use on Clever. We use Education Galaxy, MobyMax, Flowcabulary, Learn Zillion, Zern, and BrainPop. And these particular apps are actually some of my favorite because these apps create interactive opportunities for our scholars. For instance, Flowcabulary, you might see your students kind of dancing along as they're learning and things like that. BrainPop is really, really also a great app because it kind of shows the kids different math strategies and skills through actually like watching like a short little video or movie that's happening between this little robot and this little girl, and kids really enjoy that. And Zern also has like a mixture of some fun activities that kids can do and choose from, but as well as the assigned tasks that us as second grade teachers will be assigning to them as well. When they complete a particular task on there, then they will sometimes be able to play a game of some sort. So those are the apps for our math.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Melissa Milholland, and I go by Miss Melissa or Miss Milholland, whichever you guys want to call me. I'm going to talk to you about the challenging state standards. Oops, wrong person.
Doing a great job, though, Melissa. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm Lori Gaskew, and I'm going to talk to you about our science standards that we teach and your kiddos learn in second grade. We have 3 major units that we teach: physical science, earth and space, and life science. And right now we're in Earth and space. I am sure you've heard them talking about the stars and the constellations and everything that they're learning. Science is just like a fun thing to teach. I know the kids are always engaging. So our standards are engaging. The kids, I just love to see them because they're just sparking their interest, especially in physical science. It's relatable to them, so they really get excited about it. Some of the things you can do at home, especially, we just had a blue moon, which was so exciting. You can pick those things out for them, engage them in going outside and look at the stars and the moon, and just picking those things out for them. And I bet they could probably tell you guys a little bit about the things that they've been learning in science too. You can track the phases of the moon. That's always a fun activity. But those are the standards that we teach all year long, and we'll be moving into another unit in the second cycle. But right now, this space is, we are having a lot of fun with that. And some of the, I'm going to do the app one too. There we go. And we use some of the similar science apps that are engaging. Brain Pop, as Ms. McDonald had said, is very engaging. Thank you for doing that. Very engaging. Annie and Moby, they teach us a lot about it and make it a fun learning experience for them. Discovery Education, virtual field trips within that, vocabulary, got lots of music, lots of jingles to get the kids excited. But Moby Max, too, is very engaging. But those are some of the apps that we use through Clever.
Okay, hey guys, now it's my turn. This is Miss Melissa, and I was going to talk to you about some of our challenging social studies standards. Explain that because of scarcity, people must make choices that result in opportunity costs. We also will be getting into the Georgia Creek and Cherokee Indian cultures of the past, and in terms of tools, clothing, homes, ways of making a living, and accomplishments, and compare them to Georgians today. We will be locating the major topographical features of Georgia, which we have already been working on that for the past couple of weeks, and the students have done a wonderful job with that. We've been learning about the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Piedmont, the coastal plains, Ridge and Valley, Appalachian Plateau, and we've been getting to know where each other are living and talking about those locations and sharing with each other which region we are living in. So that's been a lot of fun. We've also dealt with the physical map for major rivers, the Savannah River, the Flint River, and the Chattahoochee. For you guys practicing at home, distinguish when people have to make choices and to talk about tools that settlers used long ago. You can also help us to identify areas where you and your family members live. I know as second graders, some are just learning exactly their cities and learning the names of their community. So it's been fun to find out where they are located. And if you can help them know what city they live in and locate that on the map and maybe talk about those regions, that would be very helpful.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Miss Jones. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I'm just going to quickly go over some of the apps that we're also going to use for social studies. A lot of these are some of the same ones that we've used for other content, but mainly in social studies, we'll be using the app Gallopade. It has a lot of different activities in there, and then a lot of stories that children can read and things like that. So that's mostly what we're going to be using in social studies. And of course, we will assign those to you. So that way, whenever you log into Gallopade, it is very easy for your student to find it. We'll also use Education Galaxy, Moby Max, and we'll use Brain Pop Junior a lot as well.
Hi, sorry about that. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm Melissa Gunter, and I am the second grade art teacher. So I'm going to speak about the curriculum for art as well as PE. The PE teacher is in the other breakout room for second grade. His name is Mr. Whitley. So for art as well as PE, we are teaching the Georgia Standards of Excellence as well. One of the main ones that we're going to focus on for visual art is understanding and applying media techniques and processes of two-dimensional art. We have a curriculum that we use at GCA called FLVS, and that is in your Canvas course for art. So you just come to class, read your announcements. We do an art project during class every single week to teach the standard. And then it is a completion-based grading system, which means you'll have completion quizzes in Canvas to keep up with. Ways you can practice at home, of course, for art are drawing from imagination, real life. Also, there are videos that are high quality. If you need any, like on YouTube, if you need any recommendations for high quality art education videos, you can email me because I'm your art teacher, everybody for second grade. So it should be easy to find me in Canvas. For PE, Mr. Whitley is going to be teaching the PE standards. Some of the ones he chose are going to be demonstrating competency in a variety of motor skills and movement patterns, and recognizing the value of physical activity for health, enjoyment, challenge, self-expression, and or social interaction. And he is over in the other second grade breakout room. If you have any specific questions for him, his name is Mr. Whitley, and he'll teach all the second grade kids PE this year. I think I'm just going to keep reading this.
It's okay. Do you want me to do? I thought someone had this. I can do it. It's fine.
Okay, you can jump in there.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the state and GCA assessments. We are at GCA. We have our interim assessments. You may hear them being referred to as IAs, and we do have our first IA rollout, which will be the week of September 13th through the 17th. So that is coming up. Second grade students must read all of their IAs independently unless stated on the test. So that will be something a little different for second grade. So even though it may feel like you want to jump in there and read it for them or help them out, they have to do this alone. One thing I also want to remind you all of, if you don't know or tell you about, is that when we take our interim assessments and our MAP assessments, we do use Securely. And what that does is it monitors what the students are doing on their screens and whatnot, so that we can make sure that the test is done with fidelity. So this totally has to be done independently. And our first one is coming up again, September 13th through the 17th. It will cover what has been taught for this very first instructional cycle. The next assessment that we have here at GCA, and you may have heard this if you've been in other schools, is our MAP growth. We have one for MAP growth, and then we also have a MAP reading fluency test. In addition to that, we also have MAP for math. It is done 3 times per year. We've already completed our first MAP assessment in August. We'll have our next one in December, and the final one will be in May. And I know that you all have a ton of questions, and I do promise that we will have a Q&A shortly.
Hello, guys. I am Taylor Martinez. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. This is our interim assessment week schedule. And to echo what Ms. Catherine said, this will be the week of the 13th through the 17th. So if you want to snap a picture of this, if you're on a laptop, we will also be sending out the schedule to you just as a reminder. I know it shows that we will end our testing at 11. We do have that 11 to 11:55 block set aside so that your students will have plenty of time to complete their interim assessments. We do not want you to think that they're going to be rushed. They have plenty of time. So when your child finishes, give them a break, give them some lunch, and then come back and we will have our live classes after lunch. And the schedule for that will be, it's a little different. So we'll rotate. Your first block on Monday will be the 5th period, and your second block, your second live class, will be that 6th period class. So we'll do a rotation. On Monday, we'll do math and ELA, and you'll rotate with your math and your ELA teacher. And then on Tuesday, we'll do that science and social studies rotation, and then we'll repeat that again for Wednesday and Thursday. And like I said, we will be sending out reminders to make sure that you are where you're supposed to be and helping your kiddos get there.
So how to monitor your students' progress. The most efficient way to monitor your students' progress is through Canvas. There you will find whatever assignments they have for that day, for the week. If you want to know, someone's microphone is on. Can you all see which microphone it is? But if you want to know what your child, what their grade is, the best way, instead of asking, your child's teacher, is just to look in the grade book and see what their grade is, what they may be missing. You want to make sure that you're checking Canvas daily. Also look at their calendar. But most importantly, making sure that you know what assignments are there. You will find them all in Canvas. Whichever assignments are for a graded assignment, you'll know that based on how it's listed in Canvas. The daily work is strongly suggested and encouraged, but it's an important optional resource. FLVS lessons are daily work. If your student is not able to complete every single page of the lessons every day, that is totally okay. But we do utilize the FLVS lessons to supplement what we are teaching in class. The materials that we use in class would include the whiteboard. We do like for students to have some type of journal, like for a math journal or something for ELA, just so they can take notes and have that accountability, looking back at their notes to help them through their work, or just a regular piece of paper will be beneficial for them. Let's see. So now is the time that I know you all have been waiting for. And this is our Q&A session. So this is how it's going to work. I am going to open up the chat for about 3 minutes. You can put your questions there. And then we're going to close it just to give us time to be able to look through the chat and be able to answer as many questions as we can. You're also able to come onto the microphone. We'd ask that you raise your virtual hand. If you have your student that is right there with you, they could probably tell you how to do it. But just in case they're not there, if you look in the lower part of your screen, you'll see an arrow, you'll see a paper with a pencil, and you'll see an emoji. You're going to click on that emoji, and that'll show you how to raise your hand. And we go in the order of which we see the hands in the chat. So don't think that we're just picking and skipping over people. We're just going in the order that we see them. So I am going to, let's see, let me go ahead and unlock the group chat, and we will begin with our questions. The group chat is open. Let's see, do we have, okay, Miss Rachel, you have your hand up. If, Miss Rachel, I see your hand up. Can you go ahead and ask your question? You have your microphone. Mm-hmm. I heard someone. Okay, someone whose name is Jasmine O. Did you have a question? I saw that your hand was up. Okay. And I know there are a lot of attendees, so maybe you're trying to find your name, but the microphones they're not muted. So if you just want to, you have to click on it to speak into it. So I'll come back. I'm going to get to. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Who's speaking now?
Jasmine O.
Oh, hi, Jasmine. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. What's your question?
I have a concern about the IA testing. Is that what my second grader cannot read very well, almost not at all, and he cannot do the tests on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So I already approached Miss Melissa about it, but when that time comes, I still haven't heard anything from anybody, no emails regarding that issue. I'm not sure where to proceed because he'll probably sit there and not be able to move forward.
Okay, so Miss Melissa, you've already spoken to Miss Melissa about it. So
Is this Christopher's mom?
Yes.
okay, we can.
Yes,
Go ahead, Miss Melissa.
I'll talk to her later.
Yeah, we can talk about. Yes, that'll be best. So Miss Jasmine, Miss Melissa will reach out to you and so that she can further discuss all of that with you. Okay. All right. Let's see, Miss Lindsay or Lindsay W. Your hand is up, and all you have to do is click on your microphone.
Hear me good? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's just echo.
Okay, hold a second. Is that better?
Yes, it's better.
I'm on my phone.
That's okay.
Just a quick question about the math testing. Will that read aloud to them, or will they have to read that on their own?
I am going to allow. Let's see, Christy, you can speak to that.
I'm a secondary teacher here and it is policy that the students read the test on their own. That is due to the fact that when they are in third grade and they take the Georgia Milestones test, there will not be a parent there to read the test to them or any other adult. So in second grade is when we start to really prepare them for that independent testing that they'll be taking at a local testing site, if they stay here at GCA, or if they don't stay at GCA, even if they go on to a different school, they will still have to take that Georgia Milestones test in third grade independently. So we begin making them read the test in second grade to prepare them for that.
Thank you, Christy.
I'm sorry. Can I do a follow-up question just real quick?
I didn't hear you. Okay.
With that, and how much does the MAP test account for their total GPA?
MAP test is not a specific number score. It does not go towards their GPA. The MAP doesn't. The IA does, if that's what you're referring to, but the MAP does not. It is just a data point that we take to assess where they are in their learning.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. And I see in the chat that some of our parents want to move to the kindergarten room. So what you'll do is just click on that. If you look where it says attendees, you're going to click on the triple lines right there. And once you click on that, it's going to show you all of the different breakout rooms. So if you have a child that's in kindergarten and you want to move there, once you click on it, you can move yourself to that breakout room. Okay, let me see who is next. Avanti or Avanti in.
Hi, I have a few questions. The thing is, my kids might be joining GCA on September 13th. Like, we just got enrolled. So I was just curious, how would we find out what the teacher is? The IAs are starting on the 13th, so she's going to come in on assessment week. So can we get some of the curriculum, early so that we can start preparing for it? And she's also eligible for the gifted program. So how does that whole thing work? And those are the basic questions. And she loves writing, so there's a writing fun elective. So I just wanted to know how to get her into that.
Okay, so So you wanted to know about the writing and as far as gifted and also as far as being prepared for the interim assessments?
Yeah, like she's just enrolled and she's her first date that we just got the email today. The first date for her joining GCA is on the 13th of September.
Okay. Okay, this is what I need for you to do. Do you see like next to my name? I want you to send me your student's name. And do you see like a little bubble next to my name? Like a little talking bubble at all?
On the attendees list?
Yes.
I see it.
Yes. So if you can send me, direct message me your student's name and your information, and then I'll find out for that first part of the question about the interim assessments, because she wouldn't have been here for that first instructional cycle, and I want to give you the right information. Right. So if you can message me your student's name, and I will contact you with that information. As it pertains to gifted, I don't know if one of the other teachers want to speak on that, or do you want me to keep going? Anybody? Okay. So normally what happens is
I think she said that her child did qualify for it.
Gifted, yes. So once she's enrolled, we have a class that that she'll be enrolled in for her courses. And with the writing, there is a 3-block. We have for ELA 3 blocks, and one of those is writing. So she'll definitely get that during the day.
Oh, okay. This was the supplemental elective that was called out earlier, not in this session, but in the main one that I think Mrs. Ingrid was talking about. So I was just asking about that, the computer science, the writing fund.
All the electives?
The electives, correct.
Yes. So, Miss Melissa, did you want to speak to anything related to electives or no?
I mean, it's okay. I need to be sending you my daughter's information. I can just send, if I have an email.
Okay.
Yeah. Questions in the email.
Right. So if you just message me your student's name and your information, and then I will reach out to you and I'll give you my information.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kathy.
You're so welcome. All right. Let's see. Let's see, Chantal or Chantal. Yes.
I just had a question about the daily schedule. I was just curious as to why this year you guys decided to split up the reading and writing into 2 sessions.
Mm-hmm. Good question. I am going to let Christy, did you want to speak to that, or Taylor?
Okay. We have found that in a 45-minute block, it was becoming a little difficult to be able to cover all of the reading standards and all of the writing standards in that 45 minutes. And that was, including, it's 5 days a week, but still to be able to really get the students to become, fluent writers when they are writing essays on the milestones test that they have next year. The team, our curriculum team and the administration thought that it would be more beneficial if we devoted a separate 45-minute time to focus not only on the writing portion of the standards, but also the language portion. So, that goes to how, not just, they're not writing for 45 minutes every day. We're also focusing on, those writing techniques and components as far as that goes.
Thank you. Is that also why you split the social studies and science into one class? I like that you split up the reading and writing. That's really helping my son. But what I am having trouble with is that now he's stacked all day from 8 to 3. And he has the only computer screen break he has is at lunch. And sometimes he doesn't, sometimes he has to go right back at 12:55. And so I don't know, I guess I'm just kind of challenged by the fact that he has no breaks and he's on the screen all day like that.
I completely understand that. I as well have young children. I have a second grader and a fourth grader, so I can understand them sitting at a computer becomes challenging from 8 to 3. I will just point out that, and I hate to keep mentioning third grade, but I will just point out that when they do get in third grade, it's my understanding that they have 4 separate teachers, so their schedule would be the same. But I would encourage you to maybe reach out to to give feedback. Maybe reach out to your teacher, and your teacher can pass that feedback along, because we can let the administration and the curriculum team know that maybe that specific schedule is not working, and that maybe can be something that we look to taking in consideration as we move forward into the next school year.
Okay. Ms. Chantal, did we answer your question? Thank you, Christy.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. Okay, Miss Maria A., I see that your hand was up.
Ma'am, you may have answered this before, but this is the first time I'm utilizing Georgia Cyber Academy for both of my kids. I guess my question is, I know he's receiving his laptop tomorrow. He's starting on September the 7th. When am I going to be getting an email regarding like who is his teacher? And I know I got an email about getting him set up for his class, the instructions, but I just wanted to verify if that's what's coming next.
Okay, yes, you will get that information. I do know that the FELs are working to get students tested in MAP and for their reading and the fluency portion, as well as the math, so that they can get them their schedules. But so you should be getting all of that information shortly.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure. And then after we do all of that, we'll find out his teacher and his hours. Okay, perfect.
Yes, you sure will. You got it. Perfect.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Let's see. I'm just going through the chat, trying to make sure that I've gotten everyone.
They notice when their son submits a lesson through Gallopade that they still see a missing assignment in his inbox after it's submitted. And I can reach out to that specific teacher and help them with that. There's just like a little, when you're setting up an assignment, you have to change the way that the assignment is submitted. So we can get that fixed. That won't be any problem at all.
Miss Ashley V has a question. Go ahead, Miss Ashley.
Question as far as the AI testing. My son started the 16th, and I know the school year started earlier. I think he started a week late. Either way, with the AI test or IA testing, will there be a sliding scale for students who didn't get the curriculum prior to their start date, or is there or are we going to have to backtrack and go back through those lessons, because I'm not aware of like what we should be doing in this case?
Perfect question. And that was very similar to what one of the other parents just asked. And I am going to look into that. But my answer for that, I believe they will, depending on when they started. Your son started exactly when? Which week was it?
The 16th.
The 16th. So, and I know that, don't you all give the study guides for the different, right? So once the study guides are provided, it may be, a good idea to go back through those, because I'm 100% positive, or not 100%, but I'm pretty positive that he'll have to take the interim assessments. So those study guides might be a great idea to go over, but I am going to double check and see if there's a cutoff date, or if all of the students that start before IAs will have to take the interim assessment, because I'm not particularly positive about, if all of them, if they started a week before, or if they start the week of IAs, I'm not sure if that time frame means that they'll have to take those assessments or not. So I'm definitely going to find some more information. If you want to send me or direct message me your information, just like the other parent did, so that I'll be able to reach out directly to you, that'd be great. So the talking bubble that's right beside my name, if you want to send me your information privately so that I have that, that would be perfect.
saw in the chat box, someone asked about homeroom only on Mondays and Fridays. That is, you will only be with your homeroom teacher on Mondays and Fridays. Students will still attend a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday homeroom, but it will be with their counselor. There'll be a special counseling session that they will attend Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So they'll be with their homeroom teacher Monday and Friday, but a counseling session, they'll attend that from 8 to 8:20 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
And since, go ahead. Thank you, Christy. And someone was asking about the LC Live Help information so that you'll know about that. I just put it, I believe this is the one, the link for that. LC Live Help is where you can come during the day around 12 o'clock and get information about Nucleus and all those other platforms that aren't curriculum related. And they can kind of ask you or answer specific questions as far as attendance goes, because, you know, the teachers don't have anything to do with the attendance portion of that. So that link is in the chat. Dana D. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I have two students in GCA, a second grader and a first grader, and both of them have been making honor roll. But I was trying, they have the AIM classes as well. I was trying to see how that works. And also I heard that my daughter, she made above grade average in math, but she still has extra math classes. It's kind of confusing.
Okay, it was a little muffled. Can you say that one more time? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, let me speak up. Okay, I have two students in GCA. I have a first grader and a second grader. Both of them are making honor roll. My daughter has made honor roll twice, but she still has AIM classes. And they just told me that she made above grade level in math, and she still has extra math classes. I was trying to see how that works because that's kind of confusing if they have extra classes and they're making honor roll and they're making above grade level in that course and they still have extra classes.
Yes. So let me see. Christy, did you do AIM last year or no?
I was not an AIM teacher, but I do know that the criteria is MAP assessment from the prior year. So like if she's already in AIM classes currently this semester, to my knowledge, the criteria that they took to determine that was her last MAP test that she took last year, as well as her grades in her courses, and then also her IA assessments, to my knowledge. So I'm not sure. We would have to specifically have you email, her AIM teacher. I believe that she could go into more detail, or he could go into more detail about the criteria that they used for your specific child, is my understanding. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Teresa B. There you go.
I want to know, like, is the test is to see where they're at? Like, what is the test for? Or
Which
what
test?
they know?
Are you talking about MAP or the interim assessments?
September.
Talking about the I in September.
They just start. I'm new here. I'm sorry. They start school September the 7th. Before they start, they got the test.
Oh,
yes, the MAP test. They will take a MAP test, and that test will just determine where they are currently as far as academically. That is all it is.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. I'm just going through trying to see whose hands up. I believe, I don't think I see any more. And all the second grade teachers, you guys are doing an awesome job monitoring the chat to help answer these questions as well. Miss Tamisha L. Did you have a question? You have to just click on your microphone and okay, Ms. Tamisha, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to go to either Kira or Kyra J. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. It is not intentional. So Kyra or Kira J. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering about the counseling sessions. What exactly are character trait development? What does that mean exactly?
You got it, Miss Catherine, or you want me to?
Go ahead. It's fine.
Okay, so the state of Georgia, if you notice at any elementary school that you go to, there's a counselor there, like a school counselor. And the state of Georgia has certain criteria that those counselors relay to the students. And it involves like social interaction in the classroom, like topics like bullying or how you feel safe in a classroom. It's not like counseling, like, you know, you go see a counselor like at a, I don't even know how to, it's not that kind of counseling. It's not one-on-one therapy. It's more like your main character traits, like being a good citizen, how you can be show compassion to your fellow classmate, things of those.
Kindness, you know, sometimes they do like kindness week and ways that you can show kindness to your friends. You know, like if I get angry, what do I do? How do I, you know, deal with my anger? Things like that that are really, you know, age appropriate and easy to understand. So that's pretty much what they are.
Okay, thank you.
Microphone was off, but you're so welcome. And I am Miss Avanti. I am messaging you back as we speak. Miss Tamisha, there you are again. I see your hand. Okay, go ahead. Uh-oh. Did I lose you again? Tamisha L. I think
somebody's asking if they can opt out of the counseling sessions. I believe that would be something that we would have to go up the and get and ask an administrator about, because that's like a state thing to my
right. But we can definitely ask, or you can reach out to either Amanda Mills or Ingrid Bailey, and they would be able to give you that information directly. So just reach out to one of our K-2 administrators and they can tell you about that. Miss Tamisha, you have your microphone on. Are you ready now? I see that your microphone is green, but I'm not sure if you're speaking. I can't hear anything that you're saying though. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to you, Miss Tamisha. Miss Chantal B.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
So I have a question about Gallipade. So I recently was trying to get my two second graders to work in Gallipade for their homework. But when you go to it, like you can open an assignment, but when I click the assignment, it'll say access denied 404. But then I kept trying it for 2 days and I didn't reach out to the teacher like I should have right away. But then the assignment closed. So what do we do in that case? It's now locked, so we can't go back to do it.
Yeah, I'm not your child's personal teacher, I don't believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
But I feel very confident if you were to reach out to that teacher, I feel that they would probably be very open to reopening that assignment for your student due to technical issues.
Well, I did, and she said they can't reopen it once it's been locked. So that's why I wasn't like, so how do we?
Okay, so I can help the teacher with that. I don't want to like call out anybody, but if you'll just email your teacher and let them know that you need the assignment reopened, that teacher can reach out to me and I can show them how to reopen it for you.
Okay, perfect. Because that's what I was just worried about. Because I was like, we're new to GCA,
Yes,
so we're
and I was
still
going to say
learning.
that this is the beginning of the school year. We're all very much trying to learn these new platforms and how the technology world works. So at the beginning of the year, I'm not saying every single time, every time, it'll be open. We can just reopen them, but in special circumstances, when there's technology trouble, we can for sure, allow grace for things of that nature.
Okay, all right, thank you. I was just curious because I didn't know how it really works, being that this is our, first year with GCA.
Yes. You're very welcome. Okay, Miss Tamisha, it looks like your camera and your mic were red, but let's try again. Okay, Miss Tamisha, are you? There you go. Yay.
Sorry, you guys. I was considering my phone, but I apologize. I so I received an email yesterday that my daughter Ava, who's in second grade, she started the IA, the independent assessment, comes September 13th. So that is her official day, and that's when we start everything. Correct?
Yes, interim assessments will begin the week of August 13th through 17th.
Okay, and I read in the email that we will receive a welcome email and tell us who the teacher and everything is, and they'll let us know about that start the course.
Yes.
And is there a specific time frame that we have, or like time of day? So I'm juggling working. I know some of the teachers already mentioned they have children here and they're working, and I'm like, woohoo, we're doing
Yes.
this. So
we understand.
So I wanted to make sure that I'm available for Ava. I just started with All States, but I'm working from home right now. My schedule will change slightly, but I know she's going to be at the computer from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Is it a requirement that I'm sitting next to her every day for me to be able to help her with anything? Because I know you all mentioned that we can't help them with independent assessment. So I'm not sure what can or can't we help them with as a parent.
Okay, great questions. When it comes to the interim assessments and the MAP assessments, of course, those are to be done independently. But what we do encourage is for a learning coach to be there to help the students maneuver through a lot of the to maneuver. Number one, especially if they're new, it's going to be difficult for them to just jump in and know what to do on those platforms, how to get from, to find their assignments, how to even open their assignments. They're just small things like that. But just to make sure to keep them on task because they're still very young, I'm going to ask one of the second grade teachers to kind of chime in and just give their expertise in that area.
Okay.
Did someone? Do you all? Okay, go ahead, Christy.
John A is trying to turn on her mic. She had her hand raised. John A, if you look down, there's a big beside the record button. You can just click that mic.
Christy, thank you, because I've been scrolling up looking for my name.
Sorry, you all. Good afternoon. I'm Miss Dill in math and science. So with helping your students, and it kind of goes hand in hand, not just your assessments, but in every location, we want to know what your student knows. We want you to give them the tools to be successful, much like we would in the classroom. In the classroom, if it was not a test, we would restate the instructions. We would help them spell a word. We would what we call scaffold, or step-by-step help them on the way to finding answers, spelling words, sounding out. We would not just tell them, we would help them do so. On tests, we would not do that. We would give them the test, give them the directions, and give them the tools to be successful. Same thing goes at home. If it's not a test, please, by all means, do what you can to help your student be successful. Don't give them the answer, and make sure their teacher can see what they know very clearly. Yes, they know the answer. No, they do not. But also, when it's a test, don't let them do it all by themselves.
All right, I understand. And the second part to that was the camera. So are the children in the classroom with the teacher and can see the other students? Are parents allowed on the camera? Any other background people like the learning coach? Because it will be my son or my daughter who go to Kennesaw State. So, and I did add that to the contact information to. So we're bouncing around between me, my husband, my oldest son, and my oldest daughter. We're going to be here. Somebody's going to be here next to Ava, even if she has to sit next to me while I'm taking these customer calls. But we're going to get it. But I just wanted to make sure what was the extent that we need to be doing things on a daily basis. So signing in, going over instruction. If she has a question, it's fine. But are we like, is a violation of anything? If it's a parent is on the cameras, I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Yes, ma'am. So cameras vary from teacher to teacher. Each teacher has their own style for how they like to turn off and turn on cameras. When they first enter the classroom, the teacher is always going to be visible, but other students and that child may not. We lock and unlock the camera, so we control whether the students can unlock and be seen or not. We ask that learning coaches are right here. You see, you can't see my hand,
right
but
next
it's there.
to her. Right. Okay. Yes. Okay. I see. Yeah. Okay. So I will be right here next to it.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you all for your help and your answers. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Mom.
You're welcome.
And welcome, Ava. We're excited that you're here.
He walked away too, and see, she was asking if did they ask me? Did they call my name? Are they all my teachers? I was like, I don't know, Sugar Ava. But she just walked down the hallway. I will tell her you all asked about her. But thank you all. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. You're
Ms.
welcome.
Catherine, can I add one more thing about the cameras?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm new to GCA. My name is Mrs. Natalie McDonald Perkins, and I just want to thank you for being new with me at the school. It's always nice to have other people that are new with me. But something I learned about GCA is that as far as the cameras go, as far as I know you were saying, basically boundaries around cameras, kids will have to be on camera during testing. Kind of like what Ms. Catherine was saying about the integrity of the test, making sure that the test is being taken by the child and not getting extra help from the parent or the learning coach or the legal guardian, whoever that may be. Because we do use all data that we get from kids to be able to make our small groups and to be able to help our kids be successful and get what they need. But if the parent is helping them, we don't know, we don't know that they need help if we don't know that they need help. So when there's testing, just try to make space for your child to be able to be in his or her workspace to be able to do the work on her own.
Okay, thank you. And that reminds me, so if they're taking the independent test or the independent assessment and they need help right then and there, and then she says, Mama, can you please help me? I tell her no, but I immediately ask you all for the help.
Well, as far as technical things, that's fine. Like if she can't click on something or there's an image on her computer that is too small and you need to, enlarge it and stuff like that, that's fine. But actually like sitting down with a paper and pencil and like doing her work is a whole different thing.
Okay, so but you all wouldn't even, if I'm understanding it, you all wouldn't even help her on that part. That's something she truly has to be totally independent on, and she needs to be doing it herself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of times the technical things we can look on securely and be able to help and navigate the child. And like for me, I've been like really good about like asking my mentor teachers to be like, can you step in and help me if I can't help you? But usually we can probably figure things out technically between the parent, the guardian, the learning coach, and the teacher.
All right. Well, I'm excited with all the
Yes,
support.
ma'am.
We'll get it done.
Yes,
Thank
we
you
will.
all.
You're so welcome. Miss Teresa B, you've been so patient. How can we help you?
Yes, I just want to know, like, when they video chat the teacher, like, what is the app that we use to video chat the teacher?
You mean like just to message your teacher, or to like if you want? Oh, okay. So you mean like if you want to have a conference with your teacher or something like that?
Yes, something like that, or just like when they in class.
Oh, okay. So you're saying while class is going on, what platform do we use?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's Jigsaw, what we're in right now. It'll be set up just like this for your child. Like just how you see all of us on camera, your child will be on, your student will be on camera like this, and this is the platform that all of the teachers use to teach from. And right here in the middle where you see the documents, you see in the middle of the screen where it says "Thank you for coming." That's where the teacher's slides, what they're teaching from, will be located there. So it's the same setup as the room that we're in now.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. Let's see. We had one more question. Miss Lorena J. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Let me unmute your microphone. There you go. Hi, Miss Lorena. Just click on your microphone.
I have a question. My second grader, we think we're dealing with learning disability and we're working with doctors to get along the process with that. But she's actually very strong in math. It's just that the math test focuses about 95% on the reading of math. And what she's learning in math class is stuff she did in kindergarten. So she's like really bored. And I'm concerned about what to do with that.
Okay, so you're saying in the current math class, a lot of the things that she's doing now are she's ahead of that?
They're doing like number lines and things of this sort. Meanwhile, she's been adding, subtracting 3-digit numbers and working with fractions and several different things. But because the map focuses largely on whether or not you can read, I'm pretty certain she scored pretty badly to the point where she just got frustrated, started just Christmas treeing it.
Right. So what will happen is we're going to have very shortly, very soon, within the next 2 weeks, certain days that will be designated for small groups. Of course, our teachers do small groups every day to either remediate or accelerate. Like in your daughter's case, if she is, there's a concept that, you know, she's already mastered, but we want to take her a little bit further in that concept. The teachers will definitely be doing small groups to you know, make sure that they are providing that enrichment, but we'll also have specific days where they're just small groups all day. For math, it'll be on Monday. So that would be the perfect time for the teacher to do an acceleration activity to take the skills that she already knows and provide her some acceleration. So we definitely have those built into the curriculum, but you know, it's still early in the year. So we're just kind of started off a little slow, but we will definitely be having those what we call win days, where they are small group for math. It'll be on Monday, so she'll just be doing small group all day, and it will be some enrichment if she's in a particular skill that they're covering in class, and she's like excelling in it. The teacher will recognize that and give her some acceleration activities based on that. And likewise, if you know we get to a part of the math portion in the next few modules where there's something that she's not understanding, it'll work the same way if she needs some other lessons to remediate if she's not quite getting it. So we're putting some things in place.
So what you're telling me is don't panic
yet. Yeah, don't panic, Mom. We just you're still early, so you know, and we're going to definitely be looking at, you know, the map data. Of course, you are correct in saying that a lot of what is on map for math, and of course, when they go to third grade for the milestones, the math does have a lot of reading embedded in it. So we are going to be doing performance tasks for math that will encourage them to not only just have the number sense, but also the reading bit embedded within the numbers, working on those word problems and things like that.
Right. Understood. Actually, we've just been really trying to hammer every direction we can with her with reading, and it's just not coming through. So we're to the stage where we're ready to talk to doctors and see what's going on. So we'll just hold out for right now, and I'll just keep trying to convince her. I know today she was getting really bored in math, so I handed her some math fact cards to work on that she could write on while she was listening to the teacher. Is that acceptable? I'm assuming the teacher will call her out if she needs her looking at the screen and she's not.
Right.
And I'm usually there on headphones with her listening to what's going on. If the teacher, you know, starts showing new material, I'm like, up here.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what we do.
Right. I would try to make sure that, as difficult as it is, we wouldn't want her to miss any piece of anything going on. So I would definitely try to make sure that she is paying attention. And you know what else might be a good idea? If she has a math journal, just so that she's doing something taking notes on what the teacher is saying, writing down problems, things of that nature, so that she's not just sitting there. She could write that information down in her math journal, and that holds her accountable on her end as well.
I mean, the number part we could get, the writing, that, well, she can write, she can't spell. So we could at least have her copying problems. I can try that and see if that helps, gives her something to do.
So while the teacher's going over some problems in class, just have her put her date on her paper and have her working out those problems. So that'll kind of promote that writing portion of it as well.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I think there's an attendance link that's in the chat. Did you guys see? Okay, let me grab that. And I want to say that we're coming to the end of our curriculum night. And we just want to say that you all are amazing, and we appreciate you allowing us to teach your student. We're going to do everything that we can to give them all the tools they need to be successful, not just for the assessments, but just from, on a day-to-day basis with their curriculum needs. So
I have placed the attendance link on the note board as well, Miss.
Okay. Oh, okay. So the attendance link for you all is in the notes section as well. And we just thank you all for coming. It has been our pleasure, and it's our pleasure to serve you. And you all can feel free to fill out that attendance link. And if you have no further questions, we won't. Oh, okay. Ms. Chantal, you have a question?
Well, I just wanted to mention that I have a second grader and a third grader, and this is their second year at GCA. And I really like how you guys are doing the classes this year. They're more interactive. My kids are more engaged, and it's a really good format. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Yay! We want to hear things like that. Miss Chantal, you just made our day. Look, Miss Chantal, we can go home now. You just made our day. Thank you so much. Thank you. Miss Ashley V, did you have a question for us?
About the attendance link. Maybe I can get tonight. Yeah.
It's been updated in the chat.
Yeah. That's what my question was, though.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for letting us know.
No problem.
Okay. Anaria, I hope I'm not messing your name up terribly.
No, you're not. You're fine.
Okay.
It's Honoria. Honoria, like honor.
Honoria.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Oh, yeah, I got it right. How can we help you?
Well, I just want to mention that too, just like the other lady said. I am glad. I love the format. It is a lot of work, but I do love the format, the classes format. It goes more into depth on each subject. So it's great. I've been with GCA for the last 2 years, and I have seen the improvement. I love the format. Yes.
Yay!
So maybe that would help, make it even better every time. But I do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
There are a lot of classes to go through. There are a lot of things to check. None of the teachers that I have a first grader and a second grader. And it is hard for me to go through the beginning of the year and scroll down to see the assignments, because I don't see a check mark, even though we have completed it. It used to be, and I have seen it, because the previous years you could, every time you have done it, it would appear in the Canvas dashboard. It would appear on the modules. It would have a circle and it would have a check mark. So if I see a check mark on a rocket, I don't have to go check and see if it's done. But we're having to go to each of them and then go back, and then I don't know if that's the one I just checked or not, because it doesn't tell me that it's been done. It's hard to keep up with the completed work, because I know the teachers can do something to show that it's being completed. It has a green check mark because I seen it last year, so I know
Right.
it could be done. So that could be a standard for all the teachers to please include whatever how they format the modules to be, that if you have completed that assignment, it has a check mark by it. A green check mark
Right.
tells me instantly, don't have to go check on that one, move to the next one. It has
Right.
like open circles, the ones that needs to be done, and if it doesn't have a check mark by it, that has to be
It has to be
done.
completed. Yes.
Yes.
I would just reach out to the
So
teacher and let the teacher know, because they're normally right. Yeah, I mean, because they're normally in the modules, they're normally built that way, but it could be just a small fix. So just reach out to the teacher.
I have, but there's so many teachers, so many subjects. I feel like it should be something that maybe mentioned like in a class, like a school memo. Please, teachers, if you don't mind formatting the modules, like showing that showing a check mark for the completed work from the student, like something that would be like school wise, or so just a tiny little memo sent out to
Yes.
all the teachers.
Right.
Because I have a first grader that the teacher and the peer pro are new. And I can see being a lot of work for them to learn all this stuff because it drives people nuts. Dealing with all the technology issues and all the things that they have to do. And so they're new. She hasn't figured out how to do it yet. But all the other teachers haven't done it. I don't think they're new, but maybe maybe if they take people can show them, or if they know, maybe they haven't think about it. But it is a lot of work. I have a daughter with special needs. I have a first grader, a second grader, and I'm bouncing back and forth, and we're still working. We're still doing homework. Make sure that after 5 days, if it hasn't been done, see, we just have a quiz that the teacher sent us email. It is day 5, and if it's not completed, you'll get a 0. But it did not show in the dashboard at all. It didn't show for the dashboard. So if it doesn't show in the dashboard, it's hard to know. And even though she mentioned it to the kids, but the kids can lose connection. My kids loses connection so frequently. She could have said it and he didn't catch it. And that's how it gets, a boy getting a 0 if it would be formatted in a way that it would be easier for us to check. But
we can reach out to the people who make the modules. The teachers do have control over the modules, but they're pre-made. So we will reach out to the team who helps compile that module and just make sure that they do know that to add that check off so that it will be checked off.
And I do want to have a chance to get to these.
Definitely.
Yes, ma'am. We will get to that. And I want to have a chance to get to Miss Phoenix, Tamika, and Barbara, because they've been waiting so patiently.
You're most welcome. It's already been asked and answered. Thank you kindly.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Miss Barbara, or I'm sorry, Barbara, last name starts with the A. Am I? Okay. Here's your mic. I see that your mic is on, but we can't hear you. I think it's something with your connection because your name has gone yellow. There it is.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to make this really quickly. This is an issue I've been having. Not to burst anybody's bubble because you guys are all great, But the issue I've been having with one of the not so much a platform, but it's with submitting certain work. Say, for example, like I said earlier, with the Gallup-A or one of those icons. And once they submit the work, it says it's submitted to the teacher, and it's the correct teacher because I checked. The teacher's not getting the work for some reason because it comes up missing or late. So I have to go back and find that, excuse me, find that work that's already been submitted to try to submit it maybe through email or another way. Now, it's saying that, you know, the assignment is late, but when it was actually done on time. So what can we do about that? Because I don't want him to get it marked, you know, a late
right
mark off, because it was submitted early. And a lot of times it's a day early that it's submitted, you know, through these icons like GallopPay and, you know, and the other apps.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What I would do is reach out to the teacher and let her know or him know what's going on. And
Right.
And then that way they can kind of navigate you from there. Because if it's just a platform issue, certainly we don't want that to be a reason why there's a, you know, something, a negative.
Big late.
Right. So just reach out to the teacher and they can help you from there.
Okay, because I know sometimes the teachers don't look at their emails, like when it comes to submitting certain work.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be an issue right there, because certain work, like I said, it has to be submitted through that, I guess, icon, whatever they call it, icon, or, you know.
But if you message the teacher through Canvas, they normally are really, really good about checking their email, because, you know, it goes right to their, it'll pop right up.
Yeah.
And I don't want to cut you off, but they're getting ready to close the breakout rooms. And so, yes, so I would just reach out to your child's teacher and go from there.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, guys. You guys have been great.
Thank you. All right, we're getting ready to close our breakout room. That concludes our curriculum night for tonight. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening, okay?
All right.
Okay, all right. Bye-bye.
All right, I'm going to grab that link.
Yes, ma'am.